Okay, so I am going to be sharing my screen. If you have any question, kindly drop it on the group. Please, I want to confirm if you can all see my screen. Can you see my screen? I want you to type yes. Yes, I can see your screen on the chat box. Please, can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, please, I would want you to type yes, I can. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So you are welcome to day one of our public speaking masterclass. And today we are going to be talking about the confident speaker's mindset. The confident speaker's mindset. So once again, you are welcome to day one. I am Elizabeth Akinfenwa, and I am a public speaking and English fluency coach. And the essence of this masterclass today is to help you to become more confident, more expressive, impactful speaker. And over the next 3 days, we will uncover. Please, as you are entering, please mute yourself, or I'm going to kick you out of the call. Mute yourself. Mute yourself. Who is this person? Okay. Sorry about that. So today we are going to start with the foundation, and the foundation is that your mindset has a lot to do with your confidence. When you want to become a confident and eloquent speaker, it first starts with your mind, and that is what we are starting with. Why most people fear public speaking? Why do most people fear public speaking? Because I've worked with quite a number of people, and it seems everybody have the same fear. Many people say they don't know what to say. Many people say that when they get on the stage, they freeze. Many people even say that they fear talking because they don't want people to judge them. So I'm asking you also, have you ever wanted to speak up but fear stopped you? I want you to drop it in the chat. Have you ever had an experience where you wanted to speak up? Maybe you were in a meeting and a question was asked and you know the answer to the question, but you had a kind of fear that made you unable to stand up and talk. Have you ever experienced that before? If you have, I would love you to drop it on the chat and let's discuss it, because I see that it is something that most people are faced. I have actually faced that too before. You know what to say. You know, I know answer to this. I can contribute to this. I can say it, but that fear holds you down. So, and one thing I want you to understand is that when most people say they have fear of public speaking, it is not because they don't have something valuable to say. In fact, if you can relate to the question that I asked, you will know that that time that you had fear of public speaking, it wasn't because you did not know what to say. It wasn't because you didn't have idea. In fact, you may even know more than the person that is speaking in front of you. But what now happened? One thing that happened is that many of us, we focus on ourselves. One of the videos that I dropped in promoting this program talked about you focusing on yourself too much. You ask yourself, what if I forget my lines? What if people make fun of me? How do I look? What if they don't like me? And those questions make you self-focus. And the problem then is not that you do not know what to say. The problem is that you are too much focused on yourself. And this thing is a rule. When you focus too much on yourself, you become tensed. When your focus shifts from your message to you do not have the confidence again. You become scared. But I tell you today, when you shift your focus to your message, your confidence begins to flow. So one thing that you need to understand and ask yourself is that, why do I actually have fear of public speaking? Why am I scared? Why am I afraid? So when the reason why you are afraid is because you do not want to disappoint yourself, you do not want to forget it's more of yourself. You are going to flop. But when your focus shifts to, I have tangible message to pass across. This message that I want to pass across, this thing I want to say, it's important. If I don't say it, we might not have a way forward as regards this problem. Your confidence is going to flow. Now, so what is the mindset shift that I want you to have at the end of this session today? Is impress versus impact. Now, this is a saying that I do that I do tell my clients, people that I work with. The stage is not the place to impress. It is the place to impact. And I want you to repeat that. If you can hear me, I want you to drop it in the chat box. Say that the stage is not the place to impress. It is the place to impact. If you can hear me, I would want you to drop that. Write that in the chat box. Write it in the chat box. The stage is not the place to impress. It is the place to impact. And what do we mean? When you try to impress, it will become performance. You will not even be free yourself. You will then be saying, okay, how do I look? How am I talking? Hope I'm talking very well. And that is why many people, they get it wrong. When we are talking about public speaking, we are not talking about accent. We are not talking about you talking in accent, you using accent that is not yours. No. It is still part of when you want to perform. But when you aim to impact, you connect. And I say, public speaking is not about perfection. It's about connection. It's not about, I want to do 100%. It's about, I want to connect with my audience 100%. And I want you to tell you that great speakers, they don't chase applause. They don't say, okay, I want people to clap for me at the end of my speech. No, they chase transformation. What do I want to achieve at the end of my speech? Like when I'm preparing for this webinar now, I said I want at the end of this day one, I want people to have a mind shift. I want their mindset to shift, and I want them to understand that no, they don't have any problem. That problem that you think you have, that shyness that you think you have, is because you are focusing on yourself too much. It's because you are not focused on your audience. And you know, when you want to give a speech, it is more about your audience than about yourself. It is more about your audience than about yourself. When you say, I want to transform my audience, I want to chase transformation, I want to chase connection. When your motive changes, your confidence grows. When your motive changes, your confidence grows. I want you to write that in the chat box as well. When my motive changes, my confidence grows. When the reason why you want to give that speech change, maybe you are a brand owner and you want to keep creating video for your brand, to market your brand, to talk about what matters to you. When that is your focus, you will not even care whether you are speaking in one accent or another, because public speaking is not about speaking with accent. It's about speaking with clarity. It's about speaking with clarity. So the mindset shift that I want you to have today is that the stage is not the place to impress. The stage is the place to impact. You must focus on impacting your audience. You must focus on, do I want to inform them? Okay, I have this knowledge and my audience do not have. I want to impart this knowledge on my audience. Okay, I want to persuade my audience to stop doing this and to start doing this. So that is that's mindset that you should have. The stage is not the place to impress. It is the place to impact. Now, moving forward, what are the 3 mindset principles of confident speakers? What are the 3 mindset principles of confident speakers? Now, One, they see themselves as messengers, not performers. So if you want to become confident speakers, and the essence of this webinar, this 3 days masterclass, is to train you so that you ditch your fear, you overcome your fear, you find your voice, you speak with confidence, and you lead with impact. And there are people doing this already. We call them confident speakers. Maybe you admire them from afar. Maybe you've attended lectures before and you see somebody, you see the person delivering speeches confidently and eloquently, and you admire the person and say, I want to be like this person. I want to talk like this person. I want to share with you 3 principles that many of these people, they use. 1, they see themselves as messengers, not performers. On the stage to deliver performance. No. Your job is not to deliver a perfect performance. Okay, I want to perform. I want it to be prim and proper. No. Your job on the stage is to deliver a message with clarity and conviction. Remember, you are not a messenger. You are not a magician. You are a messenger. You are a messenger. Your job is deliver a perfect performance. Your job is to deliver a message with clarity and conviction. If your message could help someone, this is one of the questions you should ask yourself. Please, that person should mute himself, or I'm going to drop the person from this call. Please mute yourself. Thank you very much. Now, one of the things you should ask yourself is, if this message that you are holding on because of fear, if it could help someone, would you still hold back because you are shy? Let's say, for instance, you are in a meeting in your office, a team meeting, and they are asking for opinion. They are asking for opinion about a project. And probably the day before, in your research, you have seen something about that project before, and you have learned the solution to that issue. And you are in the office, and you know that if they do not find solution to this issue, your company or your team might be relegated, or something might happen. Something not so bad might happen if you do not do something, if you do not say something. So if you find yourself in that situation, that you know that, okay, I have something that could help my team move forward, would you still hold back because of your shyness? Those are the things you should ask yourself. And this brings me to this thing that is important. When we are talking about confident speakers, when we are talking about stage, most times your stage is not necessarily you facing 1,000 audience or you facing 10,000 people. No, your stage could be you being in team meeting of 10. Your stage could be you being in Bible study and they ask for opinion and you are scared to talk. So what we are saying is that one of the mindsets that you should have is that see yourself as a messenger, not a performer. And always know that the message that you have is more important than your fear. I would want you to repeat that, or you drop it on the chat. My message is more important than my fear. My message is more important than my fear. Now, the second mindset principles of confident speaker is this: they focus on the value, not the fear. They focus on the value, not the fear. Fear thrives when purpose is unclear. When your purpose is not clear, when the reason you want to give that speech is not clear, that is when you have fear. But when you know that, okay, I know the reason why I want to speak in this meeting. I know I have solution to this problem. I know if I contribute to this issue, we are going to gain headway. When you focus on that value, that is the reason why you are speaking, your fear will begin to shrink. So each time you want to speak, I would want you to remind yourself that I am here to add value. I am not here to seek validation. I am here to add value. I am not here to seek validation. I am here to impact. I am here to pass across knowledge. I know this and I want to pass it across. So those are the things you should remind yourself, because you are not there to seek validation. It's not really them giving you applause. That's not the essence of the reason why you are why you are there. Number 3, they redefine confidence. Confident speakers, they redefine confidence. What do they mean? They define what confidence means to them. When clients reach out to me, one of the things they say is that I have stage fright. I have fear of speaking. Now, but one thing you need to understand is that confidence isn't the absence of fear. No, that is not necessarily what confidence is. Confidence is the ability to move despite that fear. Confidence is the ability to still talk despite the fact that you are afraid, despite the fact that you are nervous. Because one thing I want you to understand is that even experienced speakers, they feel nervous. That's one thing. Those experienced speakers that you may be admiring, they feel nervous. They feel nervous. But the difference between them is that they learn how to manage it. And in the third day of this public speaking masterclass, that's when we are going to learn how to manage stage fright. What confident speakers do is not that they do not feel nervous. No, there's no speaker that you've seen that on the stage that does not experience stage fright. No, everybody does. Everybody experience. Even before coming on stage today, there's that little bit of nervousness that you are going to feel. There's that little butterfly that you are still going to experience. But what makes a difference between you with confidence and the other person without confidence is that you speak, you still move on regardless. If you are still following me, I would love you to drop a point that you've picked from this session so far. Drop it on the chat. Drop it on the chat, the points that you have taken from this session so far. Which mindset are you taking from this session? Which mindset are you taking from this session? Is it that you want to continue to see yourself as messenger, not performer? Or you will focus more on value and not the fear? Or that you will redefine confidence? Drop it in the comment section. Let me know. Now, so I would want you to ask yourself this. Why do I want to become a better speaker? Why do I want to become a better speaker? Who do I want to impact when I speak? Who do I want to impact when I speak? What fear or thought usually stop me? And what truth can I replace with it? And with this number 3, I want to talk about some myths about public speaking that you should not do what? You should not adopt. There are some myths about public speaking that people spread around, and I would want you to not adopt that myth. They are lies, they are myths, they are not true. And the first one is that only extroverts can become confident speakers. You know yourself. Maybe you are not an extrovert. Extrovert means people that talk, people that are sanguine, people that when they get to a room today, even if they've not seen anybody that looks like, even if they've not seen anybody that they know, they will still talk regardless. They will go to stranger. Extroverts are people that they meet strangers, they introduce themselves and they click. Those are extroverts. But it is not everybody in this world that are extroverts. We have people that we call introverts. These people are shy people. These people, most time, they just want to be in their shell. They don't really want to relate. But many people think that it is only extroverts that can become confident speakers. I am talking about what fear or thought usually stop you, and what truths that you can use to replace them. Now, and one of the fear is that, or one of the thought that many people have, and that you are listening to me, you may have it, is that you may think it is only extroverts that can become confident speakers. I want you to know that nothing could be further than the truth, except that is complete lie. There are so many people today, even the 1% of the 1% public speakers in the world, majority of them are not extroverts. Majority of them are introverts. But what happened? They learn, they practice. So if you are listening to me today, and one of your attributes, your lifestyle, your personality is not that of extroverts, that is generally not your personality, I want to tell you that you can become confident speakers. You can become a confident speaker. All it takes is for you to what? All it takes is for you to start. All it takes is for you to practice. All it takes is for you to be ready. All it takes is for you to know that you do not just want to impress, you want to communicate, you want to inform, you want to transform your audience. So it is not only extra. If you have that belief and you are listening to me today, I want you to know that it is not only extroverts that can become confident speakers or eloquent speakers. No, if you're an introvert, you also have a chance to become confident and eloquent speakers. Now, thought number 2, or fear number 2, that many people have that is stopping them from acing their public speaking game, is that many people believe that you have to speak fast for you to become a confident speaker or to be an eloquent speaker. No. When we are teaching fluency or when we are teaching public speaking, we are not teaching you to speak fast. We are not teaching you to speak. No. It is more about clarity. It is about you speaking, you passing your message with clarity. Clarity is important. So if the fear or the thought that's stopping you is that you think you have to speak fast, and you are kind of person that you pick your words, you are kind of person that you do not naturally, that's how you speak. Naturally, you do not speak fast, and then you have resigned yourself to personal failure and say, well, I don't have a chance. No, I want you to say that you have a chance, because public speaking is not about speaking fast. Public speaking is about speaking clear, speaking with clarity. Another thought or another fear that usually stop people is that they think public speaking is about accent. No. It is not about accent. That is why I tell my clients, I say, I do not teach you accent. I don't teach you British accent. I don't teach you American accent, because I myself do not speak with one. I don't speak with American accent, or I don't speak with British accent. That's not what I teach you. But what I will teach you is that when next you have a speaking presentation, I will teach you how to organize your speech. Excuse me. And I will teach you how to deliver it with confidence. That is it. So public speaking is not about speaking with accents. No, that is not what public speaking is about. It is not about speaking with accent. It is not about speaking fast. It is about speaking with clarity. So I would want you to check yourself. What is stopping me? What are the fears? What are the thoughts that is stopping me? And I want you to replace it. Replace it with this mindset. Replace it with the mindset that you see yourself as messenger. Okay, messenger of what? Are you a brand owner? And you know that it is important for you to create video content for your brand. You are a messenger, not a performer. So you know that your job is not to deliver a perfect performer, but because you need to deliver video content for your brand. Or are you an employer of labor? Are you an employer of labor, an entrepreneur, and you know that when you and you know that, okay, because there is a video on my YouTube channel presently where I explain how public speaking is important to different people. Many people think that it is when you climb on stage, when you speak to 1,000 people, 10,000 people, that's what make you public speaker. No, you speaking with your employee in a team meeting, or you communicating with your suppliers, you talking to your customers, you need public speaking. As a brand owner, as an entrepreneur, you need what? You need public speaking skills. So the fear that you have, whatever fear that you have, make sure you replace it. Replace it with this mindset. See yourself as a messenger and not a performer. Remember, the stage is not for you to impress. The stage is for you to impact. And also always remember that your message is more important than your fear. Also replace that your fear with this mindset. Focus on the value you want to deliver and not the fear. Whenever you want to deliver any speech, whether to record video content, whether to speak up in office, whether to speak up in Bible study, always know that whatever wants to come out of your mouth is important, because you yourself, you are important. You are valuable. I don't know why you are scared of talking. You are thinking, what if you talk and people make fun of you? No, you are not somebody that people can make fun of, because you yourself, you are valuable. You are a valuable personality. And so what you come out of your mouth is definitely valuable. So when you have that understanding, when you redefine your mindset, when you give yourself that pep talk and say, okay, why should I be scared? Why should I be scared that people will judge me? Why should I be scared that people will make fun of me? I'm not the kind of person that people can make fun of. No, because I am valuable myself, and what will come out of my mouth will be valuable. So when you focus on that value, your fear begins to shrink. And also make sure you redefine confidence for yourself. Always know that confidence isn't about absence of fear. So when we are talking about confidence, I'm not saying that when you find yourself in a situation to speak tomorrow now, you will not still feel that nervousness in you. You might still feel it. But what really makes you a confident speaker is that you will still speak up regardless. And that is why if you follow me on the internet, my tagline is, I help individuals to become confident and eloquent speakers. Because I've come to understand that confidence is of the mind. You become confident before you become eloquent. When you understand that I am a confident speaker, I believe that I am a confident speaker, then you will go on that stage and you will go and shine. So what is one thing I want you to take away from this session? Confidence begins in the mind before it shows in your voice. Yes, confidence begins in the mind before it shows in your voice. When your heart is set on impact, you will naturally impress. When your heart is set on impact, you will naturally impress. So focus on the impact. Don't focus on yourself. Focus on the impact that you want to make on your audience. And trust me, your confidence will begin to shine. So, conclusion, don't forget that practice starts with awareness, and that is why I started with this background, with this foundation, because it is important. Well, in fact, when I want to anytime I have a private client, when I have a private client, one of the things that we start with, our very first session is titled The Mindset of a Confident Speaker, because you have to be aware first. So I want you to give yourself grace. You are aware now. You are aware that you are a confident speaker. So I want you to record yourself. It could be today, tomorrow. Record yourself on a short topic. Just record a short speech and watch yourself with kindness, not criticism. Don't criticize yourself too much. Give yourself what? Growth. Give yourself room to what? to grow. Give yourself room to grow. And like I promised, this masterclass, all the participants will get my free guide on 10 secrets of confident speakers. I'm going to drop the link on this Telegram group. Read it, send your reviews to my mail or to my WhatsApp. This is my WhatsApp number. I will be expecting your review. I will be expecting how you have been able to use the secrets that I shared in that book. And tomorrow we are going to move forward and we are going to talk about how can you structure your speech. Now we already know that everybody has that confidence. We already established that confidence is of the mind. Okay, then I want to start. I want to record that speech. How can I start? Come tomorrow. We are going to talk about how to organize your speech, that winning speech that can give you that word, confidence. We are going to talk about it tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining this call. You can connect with me on Facebook at Elizabeth Akinfenwa. On Instagram, I am at the English Academy _NG. And this is my email. If you want to reach out to me, send your review, send your request, you can reach out to me there. Thank you very much. So I am going to stop sharing my screen now and I will welcome any question that you have. It is question time. If you can talk, I mean, this is part of the learning. You can talk, unmute yourself and talk. You want to add suggestion, you want to add anything, you have any question, unmute yourself and talk.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Hello, we can hear you. You can go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Ruth.
You're welcome.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks so much for this wonderful class. I have learned a lot, though I wasn't present earlier, but for the one I've written it down. But hello, it's
Yes.
reconnecting.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But you heard what I said, right?
I heard that you said you didn't start with us from the beginning, but the little you could get, you written down. Yes, I heard that, but I didn't know what you said after that.
I said the problem I have with myself is this. It's not that I'm not confident in speaking. I am, but I don't know. For myself, I think I'm not good enough. That's what I'm thinking. I always think I'm not good enough. Even
Why
after
do you
sending
think
it
so?
I think that a lot of people that are better off than me. Can people even listen to me? I always thought I was like, are you sure? Like
Yes.
while talking with people, I don't like typing. I like using voice note, but this my voice note. I can never listen to it. So when
Hey,
you listen to
I've
my voice,
heard
I
people
just
say
turn on
that.
my ear. And to
And you
watch
actually
my
have a great
videos,
voice.
I just started recently to start posting because I've been procrastinating this to start this video content or all of that to
Content.
start
Okay.
talking on camera. I can talk normally, just on
Okay.
camera. But for me
Camera.
to do that video post, to put that camera and start talking,
It is just about practice.
I don't
Can
know
you hear
how
me?
to do about it.
It's about practice.
Yes, ma'am.
I can actually say that you really have a great voice. You have the voice. You have the voice. Just I understand. There was a time I was watching a YouTube video on public speaking on one time, and somebody said that
Okay.
she actually has the same dream, the same goal as the person that was doing that video. But one thing is that she does not like the sound of her voice. Uh, and a lot of people under the comment section, under that same comment, they agree that same here. In fact, I have the same issue. But one thing I just know is that you just have to give yourself grace. You just have to give yourself grace. You just have, and then you have to start. So give yourself, okay, it's not going to be, and watch yourself. Just watch yourself. Do that video and watch yourself. Do the video, watch it. Be comfortable. Be comfortable with you being on the camera. Be comfortable with you listening to yourself. Like you said now that you don't like listening to any voice note that you send. I actually used to be like that. In fact, before, when I wanted to start showing up on the internet in 2023, that's one of the challenges I had. I was like, I felt it was cringy somehow. To the extent that sometimes I will just make the video, I will not even want to share the video. But, or maybe I will record, I will not want to listen to. But now I listen to my videos, I listen to my lessons. Like, there is a lesson that I do on public speaking for some people. I listen to the voice and I'm like, wow, I actually love the way I teach. I love listening to myself more. But this thing grow with time, with time. And we are in the era of content creation. So it is one of the ways that you put yourself out there. Like for me now, I don't have any choice. I can't be doing written content, because I tell myself, okay, I put myself out there as a public speaking and English fluency coach, and then just imagine I'm just putting out only written content. People want to see, okay, you that you want to teach, okay, how are you construct? I mean, how are you passing across your message? And I've received so many DM that say, oh, I like the way you talk, or I like the way you pass your message across, that kind of thing. So when and like I said in the presentation, when you understand that your message is more important than your fear, these are the pep talk you should try to give yourself. Hope you are getting me, ma'am. These are the pep talk you should try to give
Yes.
yourself, that you know that this thing is important to me. I also want to start creating video, and I want to be consistent in it. And I know that it is important for my brand. I know that this thing will help my brand further. So when you know that this thing is important to you, it will help you to do more. So it just encouragement. It's not going to be easy, and it just little by little. With time, when you've created enough, in fact, in this life, since that 2023, I've created video content too. I have. And the thing is that it just gets better, 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 better. In fact, there was one time I was sharing with one of my private clients that I recently, because when I went for NYSC in 2021, I represented my platoon for debate. They do inter-platoon debate in camp, and I won. Oh, I won actually. But recently, I was watching that video and I cringed. And in fact, I was like, why am I talking like that? Why am I speaking so fast? Like, I should have calmed down. I saw 1001 things that were wrong with that video. Despite the fact that I actually made that video, I actually did that presentation that day and we won. But if it's just because now I have grown, I have known better, I know some things. But regardless, that's how it's going to be. When you start creating video content and just start making error with time you go better, you go better. So just start, and if you have started, I want you to continue doing more. Know that your voice is cool, your voice is sound, and your voice is how will I put it, it's audible. It's a strong voice. So be comfortable with your voice. It's part of your personality, it's part of your existence. It's just okay. If people say, I don't like listening to my voice, it's just like, it's okay. Are you saying you don't like yourself? If you link it that way, because I like myself, so definitely my voice is part of my myself. So I will like my voice. So just continue and keep it up. I wish you best of luck.
Thanks so much.
You're
I
welcome.
like how some people, they say that you don't have to wait till everything is figured out. You have to through the process, you figure it out. You don't have to wait till
Exactly.
everything is perfect.
It's perfect.
This
Yes.
is what I've gotten from that.
Yes, you don't have to wait till everything is perfect. You learn on the go. You learn. And one thing about creating video content, some days you make mistakes, you start to be like, why did I say this? You start again. But that, but you learn. It was recently the last set of video that I made. In
Yes,
fact,
ma'am.
it was when I just wanted to make a post about those videos that I went to check my phone, and I saw that I recorded the first video at 2 p.m. and the last video, which was the 8th video, at 2:45 p.m. That means I used 45 minutes to record 8 videos. I was not even conscious. It was later I checked it. When I started, I couldn't have done that. Use 45 minutes. That's a very short time to create 8 videos. 8 videos. So, but at the beginning, it was not like that. But with time, you keep on improving. So don't wait till everything is perfect.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks so much,
All
ma'am.
right.
Thank
You
you.
are welcome, ma'am. You are welcome. So any other question from any other person? Please unmute yourself and ask your question before we round up for tonight. I am going to drop the link where you can download the book. You can start downloading the book right from now. Just click on the link, fill the necessary things that you are supposed to fill, and then make sure you check for it. I'm going to send the link to the group after this session. Does anybody have any question? I think those people that started with us had left the call. Any question, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. And if not, okay, let me wait a bit. Any question? And if you do not have any question, I think we can call it a day here. I really appreciate you for joining this call. In fact, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate you for joining the call, for not making it. So the recording, if you are just joining and you feel that you missed the session, don't worry. The recording is going to be dropped on the group after this call. The recording is going to be dropped on the group. And in case maybe when you joined, we had already gone a little bit far, I'm going to drop the recording on the group so you can listen and watch the recording again. So if there's no other question.
Please, ma'am, I want to ask this question.
Okay,
Please,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. No
I
problem.
don't know if it's part of what we're discussing, but I just want to ask.
Okay.
Let's take, for instance, now that you're called to come and speak on something. Let's take this, for example, the International Day of the Girl Child. You are one of those people that are called to come and talk about to address the kids about the International Day of the Girl Child. And
Okay.
you've already written, that's the topic for that day. You've already
Okay.
written out what you want to talk about for that day.
Okay.
And on that day, it happened that a lot of people were called.
Okay.
And what happened is this:
Hello?
other people that will have to speak before you. So when those people
Okay.
started speaking, you find out that they have already said half of the things you've planned to say. What will you do at that
You will
moment?
give your speech regardless. You will give your speech regardless because
Everything they said is exactly
how
how
you
you've
said
written
it.
it.
It just because the nuance, the context of a speech like that is that, okay, we are talking about International Day of Girl Child. It's kind of, you guys, we are going to, there's no how in a kind of speeches like that. You are going, in a kind of events like that, all of you are going to speak almost in the same line. But one thing you need to understand is that even if you people are giving the same script, the way each of you is going to talk about it is going to be different. So even if, okay, International Day of Girl Child, maybe you are raising a point about abuse towards girl child. The example that Miss A is going to give will be different from the example that Miss B is going to give. So it's still up. That's it now. So it's not necessarily about the point. You people may raise the same point, because in speech writing, when you are writing your speech towards delivering a speech, we have the structure, your introduction, your body, your conclusion. When you have your introduction, when you have your body is where you have your main points. Let's say you already decide you want to highlight 3 points. Even if the 3 points you want to talk about is the same as what the previous person has said, you are not going to explain it the same way. So that is where the difference will come in. So to then be, maybe the explanation you will give to that same point, it might be different. And then in that kind of scenario, tweak a lot of things. You can, even if you do not want to say, if maybe for a beginner, I can't, because at that point, you can't say you want to start restructuring your speech again, something you've already practiced. That can bring a little bit of a head. It can destabilize you. But don't. Because the way you are going to give your own speech might be different from, it will even be different. Even if you are giving the same topic, it will be different. It will be different. So I really don't think that should be just look at, okay, the context that you want to relate it with, the examples that you want to use. Because whatever you have already prepared will be how will I put it? Something that is related to you. So to say, your own example might be something you have already related, maybe in your area, in your country, in your community, and that person may not be staying in your own community. So, and like we said, another thing, if let's say all these things that I've said did not even now work, one thing you need to understand is that when I was presenting, I said something that public speaking is not a performance. So don't think you are not going there to perform. You are not going to say, okay, I want to perform 100%. No, that's not the essence of it. It's not about performance. It's about you want to connect to the audience. So just you don't have to. One does not have to feel. If one finds oneself in a situation like that, don't feel bad. Don't say they have already talked about what you want to say, because they are not going to give you first, second, third. Exactly. So everybody just wants to go there, impact the audience. You may think that this person has said the same thing, but it may be the way you will say your own, that somebody in that crowd, a girl in that crowd, will connect to it. Because we are all sent to different people at different times. We're talking to all of them, but there is somebody that your speech is going to impact. There's somebody that your speech is going to transform, even if it's going to be the same thing that somebody had already said. So I feel that should help. Hope I've been able to answer the question. You are welcome, ma'am. You are welcome, ma'am. You are welcome, ma'am.
Right.
Okay.
You just use the same point, though, but example or explanation, but just the same point.
Exactly. So since it's the same point, so you can go ahead and talk about it. In fact, there's something about public speaking, and in a situation like that, especially if a pro public speaker, you can even make reference to it. I don't know if you have listened to some messages, and even I recently listened to who was preaching. I think it was maybe Pastor Kojoye Made or somebody. He was now saying jokingly that I had to go and ask the convener of this event whether he gave my topic to Apostle Selman, because it seems everything I want to say, Apostle Selman had already said that. Do you know that preachers sometimes they do say something like that? That maybe you are speaking in a speaking event, maybe they are giving the same topic or they are giving the same theme. Yes, maybe in the church go the same theme. Okay, come and talk about this. Most time they can rally around the same point, but the way they are going to say. So what I'm trying to say is that even if you find yourself in a situation like that, you can reference it that, oh, it is so funny, or just say it in a way, not a condescending way, that you acknowledge. You can even borrow from the point that the previous speaker had said, Remember, we are saying it's not about performance, it's about connection, it's about transformation. So you can even reference that, like the previous person has said, because that's actually one of the tips too. Make reference to it. It makes you appear as a pro public speaker. Hope I've been
Okay.
able to answer the question.
It was yes, ma. Thanks so
All
much.
right. So,
Thank
in the
you.
absence of no other question, you said?
I said I just want to, in this kind of scenario now, that you are invited to talk about something, and immediately you arrived, you find out that within yourself, you feel like those people, everybody there in that room, it's of high quality, like more than you. You feel very less of yourself. Like, how can I talk to these people? It's not that you're not confident. You're confident. You know what you want to say. But you're looking
Okay,
at those people, you think they're of high class. How
class.
can I talk to these people?
Is it the
And
fellow
are they going to
speakers
listen
or
to
the
me?
audience?
That kind of thing. What will I do?
Is it the fellow speakers or the audience?
The audience, like in that room,
The audience is
the audience and the speakers, like, don't know that this is how
will
the
turn
event will
out.
turn out. Like, it's just,
Yeah, but
it's
you
not,
know that
yes, it's not normal people. You think it's just
people,
the kind of people.
I totally understand. But you know one thing, that's why I'm starting with confidence, mindset. Mindset, confidence is of the mind. Hey, you yourself, you are important to
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, for me to have been invited to this kind of event, for me to have been invited to come and speak to this set of people, that means we are of the same caliber. You just give yourself a pep talk. That may be one of the things that wants to cause nervousness or fright, but just give yourself that pep talk. Oh, I am important. This kind of crowd or this set of audience should not make me nervous, should not make me fidget. Rather, I should know that, okay, for me to have been invited to this kind of event, that means they see me, the conveners see me as somebody important. And that's why there's something that I mentioned, that my message is more important than my fear. My message is more important than my fear. That time, it's just fear that want to creep up. And like I said, confident speaker, it's not as if they don't experience fear at all. There's no speaker on earth that do not experience nervousness, that fear. But what just happened is that they speak regardless. So I think if I find myself in that kind of situation, I will know that, well, it's because I am important. That's why I'm invited into this what? Into this room. It's because they find me important. I'm going to channel that fear into something positive, and I will speak. And I will speak. So that's what I will do. That's what I will do. Because even if it's not the
That's
kind
what
of
I would
people,
say.
okay, you can talk. Hello?
I said for me, I would just say, look at me. I said for me, I would be so ashamed of myself. Like, I would start feeling very less of myself. I'm not
No.
good enough to
Yeah,
stand there.
you say I'm
See?
good enough. I mean, they invite you to come and talk to them. You didn't know. So that means the people that invite you to come and talk to that kind of people, they know the kind of people that are coming. And they deem it fit to call you a homie. That means I'm important. That means I'm important. But one thing about stage fright or nervousness as regard public speaking is that even if it's not about the audience, even if the audience is not people of high caliber, you will just experience it. There's no how. That thing comes, that's the feeling. It will come, but it will come before you start speaking. For me, sometimes I just feel it a little before I start speaking. But immediately I stand on that stage, I'm already maybe I start speaking. That's the end. That's the end. But that little nervousness will come before. Okay, when you are just scanning the room, I'll be like, wow, wow, wow. So I'm going to speak in front of these people. But when I just start, that's the end. So I feel one should have the mindset that one is still important. One is important. That's why they invite me to come and talk.
Thanks so much.
So this kind, you are welcome, ma'am. You are welcome, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I hope we do not have any other question. I like how we gave room for questions. I love how. So tomorrow we are going to talk about speech organization. It's still the same time, 8 p.m., the same venue on this Telegram group. And I've already dropped the link for you to download the ebook, the free guide. Please download it. It's something short, not too long. Download it. Send me your review. Send me your review, send me your feedback. Thank you very much for staying till the end. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you very much. So I'm ending the call right now.